Hey guys, how you doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to another Pokemon Unite video featuring Greninja here in the Master Rank, coming through the jungle here. Now, I know it's been a minute since we sat down and played some Greninja, and I'd like to play this Pokemon a lot more just because I have so much fun playing this Pokemon. It's like a toss-up between Greninja and Gengar for me at this moment. And I think it's because Greninja has always had that special playstyle. There's no other Pokemon in the game currently that's like him. Like, you know what I mean? He's a range AD carry that has double team. He's got a lot of unique abilities that you don't see with a lot of other Pokemon. Now, you could argue every Pokemon ability is different, sure, but some of them aren't flashy, some of them are just kind of bland. I think Greninja and his playstyle warrants a lot of fun. You know what I mean? And at the same time, he fits my playstyle pretty well, especially because you can play him like a burst assassin, you can play him as a range carry with Water Shuriken and double team, or you can just go surf and smoke screen and assassinate the backline. I mean, he's a lot of fun to pick up and play, but he does take a lot of time to get used to because his kit is different than everybody else's. Because he has two different playstyles, you know, to play around. Now, this Pokemon right now in the metagame where he stands right now, for those of you that are interested, in my opinion, I think he's still top of the top. I think he's still S tier. That's just me. I would always put him S tier right now, unless they do something drastic to his damage numbers or his HP pool or what have you. I think he's very, very good in the right hands, and even in solo queue, he can dominate and carry you up the ladder no problem. Just because how much impact this Pokemon brings to the table. Especially if he picks up just maybe 1 or 2 kills this Pokemon can take and carry a game. Red Buff is his best friend, okay? It will always be his best friend. You come out of that bush level 5 with Red Buff, you're typically getting that first kill. Just because of the nature of this Pokemon. You poke a couple times, you take down a target with ease. Now, his other attack, he does do melee damage when he's in melee range. He slashes you. Like, I guess it's a melee cut, whatever you want to call it. That does proc with Razor Claw, for those of you who are interested or want to know why people run Razor Claw on Greninja. And that's why. Once you get up in melee range, you can slash through targets and do more melee damage. So it will proc that. So in other words, they will be slowed. But they're generally slowed all the time because you typically have Red Buff up, right? But either way, Water Shuriken, for those of you who don't know why he heals so much, Water Shuriken is a skill shot in which you cannot change the direction of the target once you throw it, kind of like Hyper Voice on Sylveon. But if you land Water Shuriken on targets, Water Shuriken does heal you for some of the damage that's dealt. Now here I put myself in one of the situations where it's either I hit this Unite move and get both these targets or get myself killed. I might as well just keep going in. I thought he was going to confuse me against the wall, but thankfully he missed. And that's probably because my movement speed from my Unite move kept me at an advantage there. Now, when it comes to Greninja, he has a very, very strong early game, right? Very strong early game. And his late game is absolutely devastating, especially in the right hands, for somebody who's very, very good with this Pokemon. Now, there are a lot better Greninja players out there than myself, than you, than your grandma, obviously, but at the end of the day, this Pokemon always brings something to your team. Let alone in the shape of damage. He brings damage, not so much crowd control unless you're running smokescreen. And I don't know how I got hit by that Brave Bird. I have no idea. He smashed into the wall and I already moved out of the way. I don't know. But it is what it is, man. Talonflame and his busted Unite move will always be the same, I guess.
You're on fire!
Now, we've taken the Dreadnought previously, right? The first Dreadnought is always the most important Dreadnought in the entire game. So don't stress yourself too much in a solo queue environment and or in group play or what have you. If you guys cannot get the second and the third Dreadnought, it's always the first one that warrants the most advantage. Just because the first Dreadnought generally gives your team Unite move first, that way you can go ahead and try to carry the game further beyond that point. But if you can get the second Dreadnought, sure, no problem. You guys are in a very, very good spot. But generally speaking, I like to try to rotate to get Rotoms, but in a solo queue aspect, nobody really goes up the Rotoms unless the lane mates are still up there in that lane and don't rotate for Dreadnought, then they'll take down Rotom. But generally speaking, you always go for that Dreadnought play. And again, I'm putting myself in a situation where I should have just rolled out and left Mr. Mime where he was at and just, continued on. So I'm not getting any advantage by being here, because I see Eldegoss down here doing Dreadnought. I should be down here as well. But instead, I'm up here trying to get these kills. Yes, you can do this, and it's not necessarily going to hurt you too bad, but you could already picked up Dreadnought and moved on today, right? Because here we see that Talonflame has Unite move up again, as usual. I mean, what else is new there? But I try to stick around and fight this man. instead of going down there and finishing this Dreadnought. This is one of those things where this is how you can lose a game, make or break right here, in case the enemy team rotated down and I didn't know, and he came out and took out the Dreadnought. You never know. It's one of those things. Now, obviously, this is a dive, I think Air Slash we're running Corphish, not Corphish, but a Cramorant, which is kind of has its uses, and I do see some people play this often, but 9 out of 10 you don't really see Cramorant in games at all, but sometimes it's pretty effective and kind of caught me off guard there, I'm not going to lie. But either way, I was kind of pushed up too far past my advantage point. So then you have that point where Zapdos is getting ready to spawn. What should I be doing? I'm trying to get as many levels in this game as I possibly can. I want to be 14 before Zapdos spawns. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't, but 9 out of 10, that's your goal. Because during the time Zapdos spawn, typically you can be low 14 or 15, depending on how hard you've been farming or how hard your team has been focusing on these Dreadnought objectives. But again, it's that Talonflame burst damage. That was a nice shot. Come on, boys, that was a nice hit. And of course, there's an Absol around here. I saw Absol originally, so I thought he was in the bush, but instead it was Talonflame. It is what it is. We picked it up. But now we're in a bad situation because Lucario had his Unite move, Decidueye had his Unite move, and I almost had mine up. So now we were in that spot where do we burn it before Zapdos spawns? 9 out of 10, you don't want to do that, just because you won't have it for the Zapdos fight. But then Absol here thought he could score. Thankfully, Mamoswine sat in that bush to stop it, so that was a good play on his part. But now, we don't necessarily need this Zapdos. That's why I'm not trying to go up there right away and fight on it or force it or what have you. I can take down this goal because Absol is dead. The rest of the team's at Zapdos. The enemy team needs this bird before they can win this game. And I'm waiting for Absol to come back down because I know he's going to land right here. I mean, there's another point for him to go to. But he tries to fight in here, so I have to burn this Unite move. Because if he clips me once, that nice crit, I can die, which I don't want. So we take down that kill. We try to dodge Mr. Mime's confusion. I know the range on it, and he happened to clip me there. But here's the point where, if he wanted to, he could do it again. But again, I'm trying to pay attention to where he's going to throw his confusion. And he got confused because he hit the bull. The Buffalon, or Buffalon, however you say his name, instead of me. Which is fine. It is what it is. Now, again, we don't need this bird, so we're trying to sit here and protect this bird if we can. Lucario's in a bad situation, and I cannot sit here and fight here because Cramorant's Unite move. This big ol' AoE, this is why I'm sitting here dancing, because Cramorant's Unite move could hit me from that mile away. And you gotta be mindful of where he is in his Unite move. Some people get caught up in the fight and don't realize Cramorant drops that Unite move, and it can be very, very devastating for the whole team if you're not paying attention. Thankfully, we actually had a decent team right here in the solo queue game. And we didn't need this Zapdos, but at the same time, we could pick it up because the enemy team is dead. So I'm going down here and just playing, playing referee, just in case someone else comes down, see if we can take down this Talonflame too. Because most Talonflame players are able to steal that very, very easy with Fly and or Brave Bird, so you gotta be mindful of that as well. I do have Talonflame in that squad. But either way, it was a good game. Hopefully you guys have been playing Greninja, because I'm trying to tell y'all, if y'all are good with this Pokemon, it will carry you straight up to Master Rank, no problem. If that's your end game goal for this game currently. I mean, you can't go past Masters right now, so might as well just push it. And this is that Pokemon to do it with, man, if you're really good with Greninja. But this has been Pawseplays. Hope you guys smash that like button, join that Discord, come tell me I suck, come say hi, man. It is what it is. We're looking to start group play here soon. We were talking about it in Discord the other day, man. If you guys are interested, just let us know. Say so in the general chat, man. There's always someone around. Either way, man, you guys enjoy your day. I'm gonna head out. Take care, everybody.